To avoid the cold, cough, sore throat and feeling run down, otherwise known as the lurgy, over the last month or so, then count yourself very lucky, because none of us here have. Either that, or you must be one of the very few people who have a really robust immune system. But how do you go about strengthening it? Louise Bourne is a practitioner in kinesiology based in Market Harbour. Now, everybody on the show has said, and we'll know about it, because I know you were talking to Naomi when she was sitting in for me a little while ago, so yes. That's why they all know about it. On the off chance that somebody listening doesn't know what kinesiology is, tell us.
So kinesiology is a way of reading your body. And the way that I would do that, a practitioner would do that, is their muscle testing, because every muscle links to an organ within your body. So therefore, if you have particular muscular strain, stresses, tears, tightness, I would be immediately finding out where that was and equating it to what part of your body it correlated with. And then we look to see whether the person would need, it's a full body balance. Is this condition or issue caused by stress, or is it caused by something biomechanical, so structural? Is it something that is nutritional? Are they nutritionally deficient in something or sensitive to something? Are there energy issues? We work with the meridians, with the chakras, which are ancient Eastern
now you see people
systems.
Will start going, well, hang on a minute, this sounds a little bit hokey, but actually what you're talking about is essentially it's acupuncture.
Well,
it's using the energies that people talk about.
That's it. Right. So because a lot of people haven't heard of kinesiology, it's a relatively recent addition to the complementary therapies. It was only really pioneered in the 1960s. That most people have heard of acupuncture or reflexology, and yes, it runs on the same system of the meridians, the energy lines within your body. In kinesiology, the meridian links the organ to the muscle. So therefore, I'm testing the muscle to see what's going on with the corresponding organ.
We do need to make a sort of a point worth making. What you're not doing is diagnosing, though, is it?
No.
You can't do that.
No, absolutely not. And also, what's very much worth emphasising is that we work alongside the current health system, not instead of. We're not for a minute wanting people to change their meds or stop seeing their doctor or anything like that. But what we are trying to do is get to the cause of issues, and that's what can be very, very powerful. I've had a lot of clients that have been, ill for a very long time and not really knowing what's going on, and we can get to the cause of it because, like I say, it's looking at every aspect of your being, nutritionally, structurally, energetically, emotionally, because we are a big bundle of all those things. You can't divorce any one aspect.
We were talking about this, my producer, I don't know what, was suggesting maybe we do a demonstration or something like that, and you were talking about what you look for is either muscles that have gone into spasm, when you get a knot in your neck, people often talk about that,
yes.
Or the worst thing, which seems to me, which just sounds awful, the spongy muscle. Can I just say, nobody wants a spongy muscle?
No, I can appreciate that. Yes, so it's every muscle test is isolating just one muscle each time, because often we have a group of muscles and their reactions will be shoring up an incredibly weak muscle that you never really knew you had. So what I find particularly fascinating is when I'm working with athletes or people that go to the gym a lot, and when I do particular muscle tests on them, they cannot believe how weak an isolated muscle can be. It's almost, they are flabbergasted that they could even be able to function, because a major muscle group will be incredibly compromised. And of course, once we balance that and strengthen that, looking at the underlying health issue that's causing that, then they find their performances improve, they find their fitness improves, their stamina, everything like that, because they've been working actually on a severely compromised body and not knowing it. Yeah.
So look, I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you was it struck us, as a team, we've all had coughs and colds, and it seems that nobody ever seems to get quite better.
Yes.
You know that thing where you get a bit better for a couple of weeks, and then the sore throat comes back.
Yes.
What can we do to fend that off a bit?
Yeah, very good question, because, a case in point, I'm from Market Harbour, and in my youngest son's class, a couple of weeks ago, they were left with only 7 in the class. The class had been decimated by this horrible, horrible virus. And it was flu, it was proper flu, it wasn't just coffee cold. My son was off for 2 weeks. He really got hit hard. But with young ones, they're going to pick them up. Their immune systems are immature. This is part of what strengthens your immune system. But as we get older, we would hope that now our immune systems should be recognising the viral, the bacterial, the pathogenic infections and kick-starting into a response for that. And a lot of ours aren't. Now, there's quite a few different things that are at play here. A big one is stress. Raise cortisol, raise adrenaline, raise histamine. Our body's focusing on the wrong things. It's focusing on trying to keep our body stable in a stress environment, when actually what it needs to do is fighting infection. So reducing stress, easier said than done, I know, but reducing stress.
Can I just say, being told to reduce stress is stressful in itself.
Yeah, I know. Can you feel your heart rate increasing? I mean, there are many ways. Exercise is one of the keys, not just for stress reduction actually, but because I didn't know about this until I started training 10 years ago, and we've got this whole system running alongside our blood system called our lymphatic system, which a lot of people don't know about it. It's absolutely crucial in our immunity. It's bringing fighter cells to sites of infection, it's clearing away toxic material. It doesn't have a heart to pump it around your body. The only way that it's pumped is through exercise. So people that are massively sedentary, this key system in our immune functioning is very sluggish, getting all congested, built up. Yeah, I know. This is the radio presenter making a face here. One of the ways that you can check whether your lymph system might be toxic is you can actually just get your fingers, put them on the central breastbone and pull really firmly across with your fingers. And if after 30 seconds or so it begins to feel really tender and bruised, you know you've got quite a lot of toxic build-up in your body.
Really? Why?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a major site of lymph blockage and toxicity. It's very near your armpits, which are your major toxin release area, hence we sweat. If you've got particularly smelly sweat, if you've got body odour, that's another sign that your body's...
I'm loving this conversation.
Yeah, I know, it's nice, isn't it, for a Monday morning? But it's another sign that you need to deal with toxicity. A big part of that is drinking water, flushing out the system, and a big part of that is exercise. Another area is nutritional deficiencies. So when I'm seeing clients with immune issues, they are nearly always zinc deficient.
But what do we get zinc in?
Oh, very good question. The problem is the World Health Organization has brought out massive evidence that our soil is hugely depleted. So back in the day, pre-war, we would be getting it through our veg mainly, veg and meat. Now, with the soil depleted up to 40 to 60% in some areas of its mineral content, we're not getting what we should from our food. And I know a lot of people say, supplements are an absolute load of rubbish. They're not in this day and age, sadly. A lot of my clients are zinc deficient. A lot of them in the winter months will be vitamin D deficient. And
which
these are things from sunlight mainly. I mean, you can get small amounts of it in food, but very small. And I've seen clients' immune systems dramatically improve with the right supplements. Now, this is where the muscle testing is wonderful, because instead of guessing what a client might need and encouraging them to spend a lot of useless money on nutrition they don't need, through the muscle testing you can find out exactly what they need.
Louise, it's a pleasure to talk to you. It's an area I didn't know anything about, and I'm thrilled I do know something more about it. And it just intrigues. I just find the whole thing intriguing. If people want to find out more, how do they do that?
So they can visit my website. If they Google Louise and kinesiology, which is KINESIOLOGY, then my website will come up. And I'm also teaching kinesiology in January, which I'm very excited about.
So we'd love to have you in again about that in January. That would be great.
Thank you.
Maybe post the Christmas blowout.
Yes, that's it.
But what you're saying is move a bit more, drink plenty of water, and that'll help. Will that, at least keep you well to fend off any of the lurg?
It's certainly a good start.
It's not going to prevent it.
It's not going to prevent it. Washing your hands, it sounds simple, but we're picking up an awful lot of germs around just through touch. And so washing your hands before you eat.
I'm going to go and sit in a hermetically sealed box now.
That's one of the only options left available now.
Louise, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Keep well.
I will. Thank you very much.